Damn, dog. The unfortunate thing is, had he not done this, see, now we're gonna have to kill him. I mean, based on how the laws have been, is executable by death. He did nothing to warrant death or anything before. And he was gonna keep his now. Damn it! Wait, what? Yo, are we gonna be considered blessed? Well, hold up now. How's this gonna work? I thought we were gonna shove a will up his ass or something. Okay, we're better now. We're better now. Cannot. Damn! Punk ass bitch can't continue, Prince. He's just a fucking idiot. That's a bullshit line. He's actually the best, like, reader in the whole kingdom, you know? He can read. That motherfucker can read. I mean, we got all the fucking sages on us now. Right? Like, that's who you gotta trust the kingdom to, big dog. The fucking gods have chose Noah. I don't remember the last name either. She can stay. She can stay. I can tell she adds to the plot. Oh boy. Those are just some of the highlights, of course. Full live reaction is over on my Patreon, but let's jump into it. We got a lot to talk about this week. This man is probably the most fascinating character, if I'm being honest. The Crown Prince, oh, he's not without his faults. And he's... one of two things are going to happen. Either it's going to ruin the show for good because Noah and company will all be executed, or he's going to die, and Noah's probably going to be named heir to the throne. Now, which direction are they going to go? I assume this man dies. But here's the thing. There is a way to write this where he succeeds with his coup, and in return, Noah has to flee the kingdom. That would be a very interesting narrative, and it would be interesting because this is something I talked about at the very beginning of this show, is that Noah's ability is based around the support of people towards him. So it's very easy to see how a future emperor could make the general public hate Noah, and in return his stats lower. Granted, he has like 4 demigods in the palm of his hand, but it could be an interesting narrative. Do I think they're going that direction? No, but I'm not saying I'm convinced they're not. I'm like 60% sure Noah will succeed in stopping the coup, and this man will probably get executed. But I'm 40% convinced that he could succeed here. I mean, he got an army, right? Like, this isn't just... God damn, I love her. Like, he got a full-ass fucking army, guys. And it's so interesting, right? Because the Emperor is in a very interesting situation where he truly loves all of his sons. And he's very disappointed what the Crown Prince ended up doing with the last son, because we gave him a punishment that would have, in theory, let him hopefully live and maybe could have found a way to redeem his life. And he did the same thing for Albert. And unfortunately, I mean, you can't say he's an idiot, right? Objectively, if you look at it from, I'm going to lose my power, you're doing one last power play. Might get you killed, but do you really just want to sit by and be a prince with no power? No. Is it right? No. But if you're looking at it from, I'm trying to do the best I can, he probably made the correct choice. It's just, unfortunately, this is probably going to get him killed. So, this is a very interesting episode, and once again highlights why I consider this to be the best show of the season. The writing and the way they handle the politics is so interesting. And honestly, the things that I've seen people bitch about are so funny to me, like Noah spends too much money. But like, even in this episode, when he's handing out a bunch of gold coins to the general public, they literally justify it that, hey, nobles are expected to do that if they're the highest ranking. Like, that's, like, if you have good things happen to you, you have to bless the people that are around you. Or the fact that he buys artifacts and stuff like that. Like, he doesn't waste his money. He's a rich person who uses his wealth for good reasons and intelligent reasons. But right here, this is the moment, right? We're disinheriting a son. And we learned in this episode that anytime the weather gets bad, what will happen is the king will leave to a cooler environment. In return, the crown prince would be the one in charge. It shows, hey, this is another moment for you to be able to do things. This time, we're taking him with us. Now, obviously, he's the slap in the face because that means he's not having power. Noah tries to tell him it's because, well, he's just trying to teach you. And you know, I'm not saying it wasn't arrogance that set him over the edge, but I think it does show that the Crown Prince wasn't an idiot, that he recognized that his power was being stripped away, so he was acting before he no longer had that title, because who knows how many of those guards will still follow you when you're no longer Crown Prince. The big thing is that what we end up determining is that he's going to have a will. We're disinheriting the Crown Prince, but we're not saying who the next Crown Prince is. Well, if it's a will, it could be forged. Nope, because the will's going to be inside him. Now, got a little sus when they said that, but the idea of like a magical contract, maybe it's a false tooth, always on him, makes a lot of sense. This is what I've been waiting for, though. Is Noah going to be the crown prince? I think prior to the coup, and I think probably for the past 6 episodes minimum, the Emperor has wanted this man to be the crown prince. He literally will say in an audience, if only you were my firstborn son. He has favoritism, but the issue is how can you justify to the public, if you're a good emperor, that your damn near youngest son, I think this is the youngest of his kids, right? How could you justify the 13th prince jumping up the ladder to 1 without pissing off every other son, but also without making you feel like you're a senile king? It has to be done very carefully. And I think in general, this episode did a really good job at once again, oh, Noah's the only one who has to escort the king because he has all this power. He's laying out a lot of groundwork that shows Noah is capable. And it's not simply his age either, it's the hierarchy. But if Noah is the reason we stop a coup, if he then gives the praise to Noah, you know what? We've been keeping this hush-hush, but Noah's the reason my last son was caught for trying to stab me in the back. Uncle backs us. The general people back us. There is a way to write Noah and have the general support. Now, of course, there will be other siblings who will fuck around and have to find out too. But the path is here. If they don't go Noah as his heir, and we stop the coup, there's only one option I see, and even then I'm not totally convinced on. It'd have to be like one of these brothers, like that hasn't really been fucking around and finding out, but I'm not even 100% convinced on this, if I'm being honest. I will say, though, I'm really glad this was a thing. I figured the person who can't hear or speak or all this stuff, I knew there was going to be some bullshit. I like the fact that because basically you're using a messenger who can't describe what's on the paper, right? It's in theory a really good option. We'll never know which brother enabled this, probably the crown prince. But I think it's important that Noah was like, we immediately execute them because you're already struggling with how you feel about your kids. Let's just eliminate one of the rats. Like, just do that. I think what's super interesting, too, is that Noah is a really smart character. He knows how much he struggles with his son's shitty decisions. And I think the idea that rather than trying to make a coherent, very blunt, this is why I'm stripping you of your title, son, keep it messy. So hopefully in the future, someday he'll see that you struggled with this decision. It wasn't out of malice. It was out of the best interest of the kingdom, but you still truly loved your kid. I think the crown prince made a mistake. I think the crown prince will either die for this or burn the kingdom down. There's no in between. But he is a very fascinating character, and I'm going to be very sad when he's gone because his subtraction from this show, if we get a season 2, it's the type of drama you love to see, but I think they're definitely ending the season on a bang. I just hope the Emperor has not reached his finish line, and I hope this is the moment where Noah gets to be Crown Prince. Your thoughts down below. What did you think of the second to last episode? This is crazy. Let me know your thoughts down below. Drop a like, share your support, subscribe, ring that bell if you haven't already, and Patreon, full live reactions you over there, and other exclusives, because you know I got to give those video shows to my patrons, because they make these videos possible. So today we got Taco Tuesday, X Nico, Brandon J. Wright, Pokemon 222, 888, Sharon, The Gentleman, Derek Nickel, Little Big Trouble, Don't Show My Name, Tell Me What to Do, and of course, Darthwin Wright. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You all have a good one.